How is everybody? Good. I'm so glad you guys are all here. This is amazing. I'm Chelsea Lynn Wallace.
Hi, I'm Lucky Diaz. Oh, there's a microphone.
All right, Lucky Diaz.
I'll try to project.
So we're here to present our books, and my book is Ode to a Bad Day, illustrated by Haewon Yum.
And mine's Paletero Man by myself and illustrated by Micah Player.
So I'm going to go first. So my friend Lucky is going to do the honors of holding my book and turning the pages for me, which I completely appreciate. First, who raise your hands if anyone here has had a bad day? Oh, have you had a bad day? You have any kids? What makes a bad day a bad day? Do you know? When you get sweaty and you don't have a water bottle. Yes, me too. That would make a bad day for me too. Anyone else? Yes. Yeah, when you lose a sports game, that can certainly make it a bad day. What about you? Yes, look at all the ladies nodding their heads. Yep, we've been there. So she said when she envisions an outfit and she just can't get it right. She can't find the right outfit. Anyone else? One more. I'm sorry, sir. I did not hear that. I didn't understand. Yes, moving on. All right, well, wonderful. Okay, so we are gonna scoop into this book. This is about a girl who's having a bad day, and it's written in odes. Does anyone know what an ode is? Charlie. Right. So what she said was an ode is a type of poem where you can talk directly to the thing that you either love, or in this case, we flipped it on its head, and she's talking to the things that she's very frustrated about. And so I think we can begin. Thank you, Lucky, for helping me out here. So the end papers are amazing. Hey, Wanya. Oh, you know what? I have to say one more thing. There is a cricket in this book that follows this girl around. So when you see the cricket in the spread, I want you to put up your little fingers like this, okay? That tells me that you see that cricket hiding. Okay. Oh, bad morning. Eyes are crusty, bones are rusty. Why do all my teeth feel dusty? All I see is gray ahead. Can't I stay inside my bed? Oh, you bad morning. Do you see him? Yeah, she sees him. Oh, we see the cricket. You see him, bud? He's right there. All right. Oh, too much milk in my cereal. Soggy, squishy, boggy, mushy. You turned my crispy into gushy. My flakes are drenched. My fists are clenched. Oh, you too much milk. You guys see the cricket? Yes, you see the cricket. Yes, it's blending in. Good eyes. There you go. All right. Okay. One more. Yep. That's fine. Oh, getting dressed. Itchy tags, stuffy rags, icky buttons, what a drag. Pants and shirt and skirt and dress. You take away my nakedness. Oh, you clothes. Now, who can see something familiar with her and me? Yeah, you guys see I'm wearing the same outfit as her today. We're twinning. You see the cricket? Yeah, good. Yesterday was full of yay. Could yesterday come back to play? Oh, late again. Always rushing, hurry, hustling. Stop this scrambling, scurry, tussling. Late to school and swooped around. Why can't we just slow things down? Oh, you're so late. See the cricket? You guys see him? It's in the pocket. Yeah, he's hiding in the pocket. Do I have a cricket in my pocket? Oh, I hope not. Woo. Oh, ouchie. Slip, thud, blood, crud. Boo-boo lurking in the mud. Can't you see my stinging knees? Someone pass a Band-Aid, please. Oh, you ouchie. We got some cricket fingers. I see them. I love it. There's 3 of them on that page. Professional cricket spotter over here. Oh, line cutter. That spot was mine, Sylvester Pine. You elbowed out my place in line. That wasn't fair. Now I'm in back. I'll never be the next to snack. Oh, you line cutter. Can I see him? Okay, and this is where I'm going to need your guys' help. Ready? So this says what? It says hiccup. When I lift this up, you're going to say hiccup 1 time. Let's practice. Ready? Oh, you guys are good. I don't even think you need that much practice. Okay, so every time I lift it up, you say hiccup. Are you ready? Oh, you interrupt. Hiccup. My play with Nick. Hiccup. You're coming quick. Hiccup. I'm getting sick. Hiccup. I want to flick. Hiccup. You up to the moo. Hiccup. Oon. Oh, you guys are so good. Thank you for your help. 5 crickets. Today's the worst I've ever had. Perhaps the rest won't be so bad. Let's find out. Oh, missing pudding cup. No, it's true. You were forgotten. Now my lunch is looking rotten. Carrots make my taste buds grumble. I can hear my tummy rumble. Oh, how I miss you, pudding cup. Look at the girl sitting next to her. Look at that smug smile. We all know a smug smile, right? She's like, I've got my pudding cup. Oh, oops, whoops, you whooshed and swooshed. I wish for a swish. That sploosh made a squish. Now look at my fish. It's totally spoiled. I'm hopelessly foiled. Oh, you oops. You see the cricket? Yeah, she's got her. You see it? Blend. Yes, he's blending in. I know. Looks like he's part of the picture, right? Yeah. You are so good. Yes. You want to go on tour with me? Professionally find the crickets? Okay. Oh, boredom. I thought you'd left. Bye-bye, shoo-shoo. You're back again with more nothing to do. A chore at the store? I fall to the floor. Snore. Oh, you boredom. Parents are like, yep, we know that, kid. Tomorrow will be full of glee. Tomorrow, won't you come to me? Oh, yucky. Your slimy sauce does not smell yummy. I won't put you in my tummy. Smeared on the placemat. Time for a face pit splat. Oh, you are so yucky. You see the cricket? He's like, what are you doing, girl? Oh, brushing my teeth. Goo is pasting, drool is dripping, icky tasting, hand is gripping. Every night, the same routine. Can I let my teeth turn green? Oh, you blah brushing. You've 4 crickets. Yeah, there's a lot. Yep. Okay, here's where I need your help again. Cricket professional out there. All right, so this says cheat, cheat, cheat. That's a cricket sound. Let's practice. Oh, you guys are so good. When I lift it up, you say it. Okay, ready? Oh, cricket in my room. Cheat, cheat, cheat. A bleedy tweet with insect feet. You're up, you're down, you're all around. I can't escape your cheaty sound. Oh, you cricket. Oh, my goodness. Oh, bad day. All day long, my way went wrong. I'm so annoyed, but not destroyed. The best part of a baddish day is when it ends and I'm okay. My eyes are closed, and I suppose a better day is on its way. A day where fish are oopsie free. A day where lines are led by me. A day where pudding's all I eat. A day where I stay on my feet. A day where chores feel like a ride. A day where crickets stay outside. That day could happen tomorrow, right? Oh, you. Good night. That's it. Thanks, you guys. You guys were such good helpers. I appreciate you. So, I have a question. So we talked about what makes a bad day, right? What helps you when you're having a bad day? What makes you feel better? Does anyone want to jump in? Yes, Charlie. Yeah, so she said reading, writing poetry, or sitting in nature and being quiet. That will help her feel better after a really bad day. What about my cricket professional over here? If you're having a really bad day, is there something that makes you feel better? Like maybe a hug from mom? Yeah. Ice cream? What makes you feel better after a bad day? Way to connect it back to the beginning, my friend. I love that. He said, getting my water bottle back after being so hot. That feels so good, right? Yeah. Speaking of, you're making me a little thirsty. All right. Anybody else? Grown ups? What helps you after a bad day? Yes. Oh, she said her students. We got a teacher in the audience, and she said her students, no matter what mood she's in, when she sees them walk in her classroom, they make her feel better. I love that. That's lovely. Is there anybody else? Yeah. Music. Yes. This gentleman knows a bit about music. And and I actually I love music. I feel like music is storytelling, and I have a songwriter friend, and she writes songs for my books. I'm a wannabe musician. I just, I live through her. But she wrote a really beautiful song, a really fun, great song for "Oh Too Bad Day." It's on my website. But I encourage you guys. The kids will be addicted and they'll play it 1,000 times. So I'm sorry in advance, but it's so good. So yeah, music and books, they go together. They also music cheers me up too. It's the best. And does anyone have any other questions for me before I pass it off to my partner over here? Yeah, Charlie. I love that. So she asked me what or who inspired me to write when I was a kid, because she is my daughter, so she knows I did write as a kid. Um, I think the first time I got "Where the Sidewalk Ends" by Shel Silverstein, it like I felt seen for the first time somehow, and I just felt like, oh, I want to write poems like this that are kooky and strange and almost a little dangerous. And I started writing a lot of poetry after Shel Silverstein, after I got introduced to that book, and I just didn't stop. It was amazing. Yeah, I loved it. My mom thankfully kept all my writing, so I have all like my poetry from when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, and it's amazing. Yeah, good question, kiddo. I've trained you well. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just was recently stuck. And I forced out a really flat, kind of uninspired draft. And then we were leaving town, and I didn't take any work with me, but I took her, the character, with me. And all I did for those 9 days was think about her and think about her and like, who is she? And I think that space from the actual computer and just spending time with her and her story and what motivates her and all this other stuff and just thinking about it really helped. And when I got back, this whole new version of the story came out, and my editor absolutely loves it. So I think it's different each time I'm blocked. I do different things, but that was my most recent experience, and it's terrifying to feel that way. I'm never gonna get it. But in that case, just a little space from the actual page, but not space from her helped. Or your character. Yeah. If that's it, I am so excited to hear from Lucky. I can turn it over to you. Yeah, and you've got your mic stand, so I'm going to put this one down. Thank
Hello, buenos dias, pues buenas tardes, because it's the afternoon already. I have to look at my watch because it's buenas tardes afternoon. So I always say buenos dias when I'm walking down the street. And I love saying buenos dias quesadillas because I love quesadillas. My name is Lucky. I especially love saying that to my 7-year-old. I have a 7-year-old daughter and I have a 20-year-old daughter. That's the reason I write books. That's the reason I make anything. They're my inspiration. So I'm going to read today from Paletero Man, which is here. And because it's a hot summer day, and I saw some paletas in the audience, and who doesn't love an ice cream well, you want hot ice cream on a cold day? No, you want cold ice cream on a hot day. But I also have my book La Guitarrista, which also came out like a month ago. So if you haven't got this book, I'm kind of biased, but it's pretty cool. So you should check it out, and I'll sign a copy for you. Let's give a round of applause to Chelsea again. That was amazing, really wonderful. I live right down the street in Los Angeles. Can you raise your hand if you know where Los Angeles is? It's a little bit down the street. Can you raise your hand if you know what paletas are? Yes? What are paletas? I'm going to call on somebody. It's not a water bottle. It's an ice cream. Let's give this person a round of applause. And they come in all different shapes and colors, just like us. That's why I love ice cream, right? Because it doesn't matter if you come from different places. We can all agree that ice cream is delicioso, right? It's delicious. It is. It's the best. That's why I was like, someone was like, why'd you write about ice creams? And I was like, why not write about ice creams? And this is where I live. This is Los Angeles, California. This is Griffith Park. And if I was to be technically exact, I live like right here, like right off the page spread in a little place called Los Angeles, El Sereno, which is about 10 minutes east of this area here. And yeah, so we're going to start our journey today. In the hottest month on the hottest day in the city of dreamers, California, LA, I grab my dinero and I make my way to find my friend, Paletero Jose. Now, I mentioned that I have a 7-year-old daughter, and the only thing that she's interested in all the stories that I have to tell is this cat. And the truth is, I don't know anything about the cat. The cat doesn't have a name because Micah just put a cat there. But I like to think that the cat was having an awesome day. And what is our person holding in their hand? Can you see? What are they holding in their hand? Yeah, they're holding money, dinero. And they're making their way to find their friend. Pushing his carts full of cool treats. Bailando, he dances to mariachi beats. He has dozens of flavors. I can already taste, but will he have my favorite? There's not a second to waste. We are in a rush to get ice cream on this very hot day in Los Angeles, California. And if you do have a copy of this book, I encourage you to look at all these little things that are called Easter eggs. And those are little special gifts that are hidden messages in here. And we see our paletero cart because most paleteros have a cart. And a paletero is a person that sells the ice cream, like an ice cream person, an ice cream man. But they have a cart. Have you seen a paletero before? Can you raise your hand if you've seen a paletero in your neighborhood? Yeah, they come all around. And actually, in my neighborhood last weekend, we were out for a parade, and there was a paletera, which is a female paletero person. And it was really exciting. We bought some paletas. There's Tio Ernesto. Yes, the man today. No, gracias, Tio. Where's Paletero Jose? Now, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to say, ring, ring, ring. Can you hear us call? Paletas for one. And you're all going to say, paletas for all. Just like that. Let's practice. I'm going to say it. Ring, ring, ring. Can you hear us call? Paletas for one. Paletas for... Oh, that sounds like you're held hostage about paletas. What's happening? ¿Qué está pasando? Let's give a little energy. Ring, ring, ring. Can you hear us call? Paletas for one. Oh, yes, that's it. And if you see in this page spread, there's so many things that are happening. But this is La Calle Ocho, and I grew up here. This is where my dad came from Mexico, because I'm a Pocho, I'm a Chicano, yo soy Mexicano. And when my dad came from Mexico, We ended up in Koreatown, and this is the street in Koreatown. And it's really cool because all the people, all the characters you see in all my books, they're based on real people. This person's name is Rosa, and that's her daughter Maria. And it's awesome to see your friends. They get really excited when they see themselves in my books, and then they ask for a royalty check. Just kidding. I wish I was. Un aroma's calling caught in the breeze. There's a barbecue smell coming from Miss Lee's. Hola, querido. Would you like a sample today? No, gracias, señorita. Where's Paletero Jose? This is crazy. This person is passing up tacos. And you know what's better than tacos? No. Close. Free tacos. Which it could be free ice cream. I mean, those two things can go hand in hand. So we can't even stop, and we are in such a rush to get to the Paletero Jose today. Ring, ring, ring. Can you hear us call? Paletas for one. Oh, the only way to beat this heat is with an icy cold paleta treat. Now that stanza in this book is what is my favorite one. I'll just actually say that randomly. Like I was at the airport the other day and a guy was like, man, it's really hot, man. And I was like, you know, the only way to beat this heat is with an icy cold paleta treat. And he looked at me like I was loco. Because it's true. I'm crazy. And we're up to my friend Frank's bike shop, who is actually a person named Frank who has a bike shop. There's my friend from the bike shop. Lo siento, Frank. There's no time to stop. Ring, ring, ring. Can you hear us call? Paletas for one. Oh, paletas for all. And what is happening with our person here? They're in such a rush that stuff is happening and they don't even know it. Have you ever been in such a rush that you forgot something? Can you raise your hand if that's happened to you? Yeah. Maybe you forgot your lunch. Maybe you forgot your pants. That's a true story. I was actually doing a reading in Birmingham, Alabama 2 weeks ago, and a parent came up to me. They said, my child forgot their pants, and they took them to school. And my thought is like, how could you not notice that your kid doesn't have pants on? But that's a whole other conversation that I couldn't get involved with, you know. Will he have all the flavors, the colors I love? Horchata canela, the kind I dream of. Chocolate, elote, sandía o fresa, arroz con leche, miel o cereza. Now, what are all those things that I just named? Raise your hand. Does anyone have an idea? What are those things? Yes. They're the flavors. That's right. And we have them all here. Chocolate. What flavor is chocolate? Chocolate. What about elote? That's corn. Very good. Sandia, that's one of my personal favorites. That's watermelon. Yeah, and on YouTube, there's a video of my daughter and I making paletas out of watermelon. It's true. I paid her in paletas. She was like, not paletas again. Here he is, Paletero Jose. Finally, I'll get cool on this very hot day. Oye, niños, what will it be? And where have we arrived now? The park. And what are some of the feelings you think our person is feeling at the park? Happiness. Yes. Excitement, maybe, because they're finally going to get this very, very, very cold treat. And we see all our awesome people doing awesome things at the park, playing soccer, hanging out in swan boats. You can do that in Los Angeles if you want. You can go in a swan boat. All you have to do is leave your driver's license. I may or may not have left it there. He has all my favorites. Can it be true? Chocolate, vainilla, y melon too. But today I'd like piña. Do you have that sabor? And he smiles a big smile. Claro, para ti. El mejor, which means, but of course for you, only the very best. I reach into my pocket to pay for my paleta. What will happen? Dun, 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 dun. That's the sound I make when something bad happens. Can you do it with me? Dun, 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 dun. Mi dinero, my money está perdido. It's missing. It's lost. ¿A dónde se ha ido? What can I do? What can I say? How can I buy my paleta today? Oh, man. The only thing in his pockets are those white linty things, like when you leave tissues in your pocket. Your wife does the laundry, and she's like, what's up with this, man? That happens. And this person's like having their paleta like nothing's happening. We're in a real crisis situation here. And just at that moment, who do I see but my neighborhood friends, Theo Frank and Miss Lee? And what do they have in their hands? Was. It's the money that he was dropping. We called out your names when we saw called out your name when we saw your coins drop, but you must not have heard us because you didn't stop. Muchas gracias, amigos. What have I done? I guess I dropped my money when I was on the run. I just wasn't paying attention. It was all coming out of my pockets. We have Theo Ernesto handing over the cash. And Paletero Jose sees this as kindness for all, shouts Paletero Jose. I have a surprise that will brighten your day. Oye, amigos, paletas on me. Because of your kindness, the paletas are free. Da, 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 da. That's the sound I make when something good happens. Can you do it with me? Da, 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 da. Sometimes I just do that at Starbucks. And then the guy that I talked to at the airport is like, dude, you got to get it together, bro. Oh my gosh, Patero Jose. Whether it's stormy or whether it's sunny, whether or not you have any money, I'll always help out an amigo in need. Yo te prometo. An amigo indeed. Now, can anyone tell me what an amigo is? Raise your hand. Shout it out. A friend. That's right. Can you do me a favor and take a look around this beautiful little area that we have here? These are all friends, all new friends. And you know what happens when we have all new friends together, a bunch of friends in one place? We have community. And that's what Paletero Man is really about. I mean, ice creams are awesome, but community is even more awesome than ice creams. In the hottest month, on the hottest day, we have fun in the sun with Paletero Jose. Okay, this is the last one. Help me out. Ring, ring, ring. We can hear his call. Paletas for one. Yes, give yourselves a round of applause for being awesome, Paletero lovers. Yes, and this is my favorite time when you can ask me questions. We'll do a little Q&A like Chelsea did about paletas, like what your favorite flavor is. It could be comments. It could be like what's happening. But mostly we should probably keep it to writing and creative work and this book. Yes, what is your question? Can you speak it out? This is a great idea. Yes, I'm with you. Anything else? Can you call my agent? She also thinks it's a great idea, but thank you. That is very kind of you. Let's give this person a round of applause. Any other questions? Yes.
Okay, I have one question related to the story that's kind of silly, and I have one question about how you.
You can ask anything you like.
Okay, first the serious question. What gave you this idea?
What gave me this idea? This is actually based on a true story. I would take my daughter to the park every Saturday to play, and there would be a paletero man there. And one day I went, and guess what happened? I left my cash on the table at our house, and I didn't have it. But paletero Jose was like, dude, it's cool. You can pay me some other time. But this was really special because this paleta was very valuable to El Paletero because that's how he supports his family. And so it really touched me. And I got home and I thought about this and I told my wife about it. And she was like, you should like write a book about that because you got to do something with your time, dude. And I was like, this is a great idea. Yes. And that's how it happened. Yes. That's a great question. My favorite flavor of paleta, because this is the thing about paletas, they come in juice flavors and they come in milk flavors, right? They're different. Milky flavors are my personal favorite because they're just kind of more deluxe, you know? So I like, strawberry with like cream strawberry are my favorite, or chata is my favorite kind of in between, which is like a rice milk. So it's kind of like milk, but kind of not. It's very delicious. I highly recommend you get one. Anyone else have any questions? Yes, sir. What time I see paletas around here, so I think someone's selling them. That's really funny. I actually try to convince my wife to buy a cart. It was a solid no. Right now, I try to tell her about the tax incentives, about writing it off. I actually would love to get a paletero cart to just go and give away paletas for free. But honestly, like the ecosystem in my neighborhood is so Latino that I would probably be cutting into my own like fabric, and I want to make sure that they still have plenty going on there. Yeah. Any other questions? Oh, yes. That's an excellent question. So the question is, how long did it take from the time that I wrote a manuscript, right, to the time that it's published? This is the thing about children's literature or literature at all. I'm a musician. That's what my first, I guess, principle is. So I'm a songwriter. And I'm newish to writing children's picture books. They have a similar kind of cadence. It takes a long time, like 3 years maybe. So you write a manuscript, and I thought, hey, I wrote a manuscript. I send it in. It's done. And then but the truth is I rewrote Paletero Man not that many times, but maybe like 4 times, maybe. So that doesn't sound like a lot, but sometimes like one stanza could be like a whole week. And Leonard Cohen, who is like one of my most favorite writers, says if he can think of one line in 1 week, that's a massive success. So I always think about this because it takes time to make good things. And I only want to make great things that are sincere to me. So yeah, and I also have an awesome editor at Harper's who is so cool and has taught me so much about writing. And yeah, so yeah, thank you for the question. What's your question? Yeah, I do children's music, which is also why it's kind of a natural inclination to do children's picture books. And so I actually had been approached a number of times for doing my songs as picture books. But the thing about it is I do have a song called Paletero Man, but it's a completely different thing, you see, because a children's picture book, in my estimation for my work, has to have a narrative arc. And a lot of my songs don't. They just kind of like, it could just be about anything random, right? And I think that going on a journey in a children's picture book is so important. My favorite children's picture book today, new one is, I guess newish, would be Beagle, which is an amazing book. And every time I read that, I like literally start crying. But my favorite classic book is Green Eggs and Ham because it has such a musical cadence to it, right? And so even though, there's issues about what that is, I still love that book. It's a beautiful work and I love it. What's your question? What, you read Paletero Man before I read it? Oh, man, what do they call that? Spoiler alert. Thank you for reading my book. Have you read my new one, La Guitarrista? Yeah, it's entertaining. It's this one, which this is like a really special book to me because it incorporates all the things I love. So it incorporates music, it incorporates guitars, and it incorporates art. And my friend Micah, who illustrates my books, we've been friends for about 16 years. So usually the publishers, chooses an illustrator for you. They did choose Micah, but they didn't choose him because I asked them to. It was just a funny thing that they were like, what do you think about Micah Player? And I'm like, let me call him up and tell him we're going to make some books. And we do have another title coming in 25. So there's a new book coming and I'm really excited about. But yeah, so that's a conversation for another day. Yes. What's your question? Yes. Thank you. It's made by a company called New Works. Yeah, they make a lot of jumpsuits. It's because I'm lazy and maybe or maybe not forgotten things, so like pants. What's your other question? Yes. It is, and it's funny because my daughter looks almost identical to this person, but when Micah illustrated it, he didn't really mean to do that. But I do a photo safari, so every time I know I have a new book coming out and I have a vision, I'm very specific about what it needs to look and feel like. Because the thing about my stories is they take place in Los Angeles, and when I wrote my first manuscript, when I wrote Paletero Man and I sent it in, there was talk at the publisher that they wanted it to be any city. They wanted it to be a generic city. And to me, I was like, that was the only one thing you can't change about it. I will literally walk away from this thing because it has to be LA. And that was a hard thing. That was scary, right? Because finally someone's like, we're going to make your art. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to pay you money to do it. And then you're like, yeah, you can do that. But it's the only one thing that I held back on. And again, my editor at Harper's is so incredible that she was a real advocate for. And now all the stories happen there, and like Guitarrista happens there too. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. No, it means so much to me because it is LA Pride, and it's also children's picture books always happen in New York City. How many do we have in New York? They're countless, right? Or they happen in France, because who doesn't love Paris? And I love Paris and I love New York. But all the LA picture books are like, they're kind of like board books, right? Like tacos, let's count tacos. That's cool. But to me, it's like I've gotten so many messages from people around the world being like even last week someone had sent a message on to someone, and it was like they were like in Australia or something, and they were like, I grew up in this place and it brought me to tears to see this and then share this with my kids and say, this is where I'm from. And like to me, like when my dad opens it, I want him to feel like that's my home and look how beautiful it is, because it doesn't always like urban areas don't often get that kind of love. Or, LA's like, oh, there's no culture in LA. Yeah, we have culture. It's just different than other culture, right? So yeah. But so to me, it's just like I'm proud of where I'm from. I'm proud of who I am. I'm a Chicano. I'm a Pocho. I speak 2 languages, 3, like Spanglish. That's the thing that this is also cadence I code switch in this book, which up to the point like didn't happen a lot in children's picture books. Now there's a lot more. But I was like, this is the way I speak in my home. I want others to see that too, So, and it doesn't matter where you're coming from. If you're like, Chinese or Filipino or Mexican or whatever, your house, if you're in an immigrant household, you will speak in a code switching situation, because that's the duality that we live in, right? Oh, I'm going to go to the tienda. Oh, I'm going to, you know what I mean? Like that's how we are, right? So to me, that's why, yeah, that's why I did this. But yeah, that's it. And we're going to get to sign some books, right? Yeah. And thank you for hanging out. And, I don't think there's anything left to say. Oh, thank you. And I hope, where did people buy paletas? Are they nearby? Oh, you can buy them here.